Okay, let's go with hat blocking, the second verse. Not sure what to call it. If I can splice these together, I'm just going to leave it as one. But now you remember the hat I was working on. This was in the first video. And of course you remember you make hangers to hang your hats with. This is for in a car. I've got one in the car already. But this was the blocking that I did. I used all those parts for. Okay, now I put the hat stretcher in it, and I stretched it out. And you can see it's really old. I put the hat stretcher in it. It stretched the whole thing out. And now it's gone from a hat that doesn't fit very well, or didn't fit very well, to a hat that fits great. The only thing I've got to do with this hat now is I need to wear it out into the weather where I get a little perspiration. It'll help set it from my head. Okay, now, if you remember, this is the one that was hanging. Take this off. If you remember that, this one was hanging. Yeah, I can't hang it there. Let's hang it right there. And I started my water to boiling already, as you can maybe see. I don't know if you can. I guess you can see. Now I'm going to kind of set this right here so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe you can see what I'm steaming over there as well. Okay. Now, with this hat, that's the one I use for hanging it on a peg in the house. With this hat, I stretched it. Now that's the original shape that I used to have it in. Alright, several things happened though. It buckled in here. Okay, and that was a really, really bad buckle. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, okay, what if I steam it? But if I steam that thing up on the top, I'm going to have this like this little ridge right here. And I don't want that. I just want it to be the right size. So what I did was a couple of things to lift these things back out where they belong. I just folded up a couple of envelopes and stuffed them in there. They're about the right size. And just holds them that way. Holds them out. These, I don't know how you can see that, but these right here, I bent so that they go up into these things and hold that up. Now, I don't expect, and it's already loosened up some, and I'll show you the inner parts. You can see where I stuffed that in there, and this one gets stuffed on this side over here. But they go into those little notches right there. Now, this goes in, this goes in. Unfortunately, I'm going to set my hat down to do this. Push these back in where they belong. That's why I didn't want to take them out, because I know what a pain it was getting them back in again. Okay, now these are set. I'm going to push these down as far as they go before I tighten anything up. So I want to make sure that that goes down and that's tight. Now, I want to make sure that don't buckle, but I'm going to make sure that it's going to buckle before I do anything about it. I don't know what that's going to do. Let's find out. Alright, let's do this again. If you twist it the wrong way, it's not good. This means you got to start over again. Make sure your stuff's in the right place. Make sure your hat pieces are up, and then this time in the right place. Twist. Now let's push these things out. And maybe these should have been a little thicker, and I'll look into that if these ain't going to hold it the way I want it to. Now that's as tight as I can get it. I'm going to steam this now. Oh boy. Okay, that's, no matter what I do, I'm in my own way. Boy, I'm going to have some boiled paper here. I want to stay in there when this hat starts to move a little bit. Alright, now let's see, how do I grab that so you can see what I'm doing? Alright, I'm going to hold it like that. I want it up here, and let the steam into it. Maybe you can see that steam pushing up into that hat. I can feel it on my knuckles, so I'm getting feedback on it. Alright, I don't want it soaking wet. I'm going to turn it around. There was one of the papers I said was going to fall out. You can see the condensation on there already. I'm going to turn it around this way. I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, that's kind of a waste though. It's starting to annoy me. I'll grip those. I'm just going to hold that like that. Hope I'm not in my own way. And I'm going to take it well over halfway up. Now I can feel the changes coming in the hat, and I want to be careful now because I don't want to take out what I already have. I got a nice little flare right there. I'm losing it on this side right here. And it might be that I could come up with a way to reposition that hat if I keep doing that. Alright, now I'm going to take it from this side once because I want this side to relax a little bit too. And all I'm really doing is letting steam up on a part of the hat that's going to get near the band because I want that to be a little bit damp. And that's all I'm going to do. Oop, that's all I'm going to do to that thing. I want to be mindful of the fact that it's going to want to go where it wants to go. Now, the reason I got to make them bigger if that don't work. And now the reason for this box right here is to be able to set my hat on. Oh boy, it's shaped different on one side than the other. I want that to be different. Certain amounts you can pull with your hands. Otherwise you gotta, that's what those staves are for. And I might have to engineer a way to put them on there. Then again, a little bit of character is added to that hat. So I don't know that I'll ever get perfection out of this hat. A little more steam on it. Yeah, once again the paper is voluntarily falling out. Choose a wider piece of paper, but I don't want those things to grow out so wide. I want them to have a specific kind of a look. Let's see, I'm blowing on that side a little bit. Now I'm in my own way again. Now I've turned the heat off. I'm just taking the residual steam that's left in there. I tightened it up just a little bit again, because this hat was way shrunk up. I got it in a rainstorm the last time I wore it. And it just, everybody told me my head swelled up. And that might be true. Just didn't seem to do much good on top of it. And there goes one of my pages. Oh well, now we're going to have boiled paper. It's looking like a really good shape for me. I'm not unhappy with that. Now, when that dries off a little bit, we'll see if it maintains its shape. And I will clean it some more. Now that's hat blocking. Again, when I'm done with it, it's going to hang on a peg like this. And I bend my hangers just a little bit at the bow end of them like that. Try to match the shape just a little bit. And then when you hold that thing, they work like this one does. And the hat stays in there by itself. Cheap hanger for a hat if you got a cowboy hat. Don't know how they work with other hats. I don't have any other hats. Okay, well anyway guys, that was my attempt to show you how to block a hat. Hope you enjoyed the time we spent together. I wonder how much of this I missed.